Hey Minecrafters, Nick here with another Minecraft video. Today what I want to do is I want to show you a quick tutorial for how to build a nice quick parallel brewing system that will let you brew pretty much any potion you want very quickly and with a nice simple design with very simple redstone. I've tried hard to make this as easy as possible, and I'm going to show you how to make it now. Because Minecraft 1.12, the World of Color update came out, and in that they finally fixed a long-standing bug which was preventing automatic potion brewers from working. You couldn't get water bottles out of, or you couldn't get brewed potions out of your brewing stands. But they did fix that in Minecraft 1.12, and so as soon as that happened, I've been itching to try to make a nice parallel potion brewer, mainly because in my single-player world I have a prismarine farm that I have set up just for experience, and I want to be able to kill all of my guardians by throwing instant damage 2 potions at them. And the problem with instant damage 2 potions is that they're a 5-part potion and it takes a while for them to brew. So I wanted to come up with a way to brew them fairly quickly. And once I had gotten the basis down, I expanded it a bit to make it into a pretty nice brewer. And I think you guys will agree it's a nice simple design, it works well, and I'm going to show you how to make it right now. Now, one of the things I like to do whenever designing redstone is I like to make sure that all my redstone can stay inside one chunk if possible, because that way if you walk away from it, you're less likely to have your redstone kind of go wonky on you from having one chunk unloaded that's got some of the redstone and one chunk that has other parts of the redstone still loaded. So we're going to try to stay inside just one chunk here just to make life easier. So the first thing we want to do is just find where we're going to go, and I'm going to start off right here in the 3rd position over. Let's get rid of this, and we can start doing our thing. We're going to need some of these items here. Let's just put these things down on our hotbar. These should be just about all the items that you need. Some of them are just, these guys are here just for looks. And what we're going to do is we're going to take some droppers. Make sure they're droppers, not dispensers, and you want to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of those down, facing upwards. Okay, now the next thing, we're going to take some hoppers, and we're going to point hoppers into each one of these droppers, the hopper-dropper combo, and that's the beginning of it. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to, oh, I don't have a brewing stand. That's not going to help. Let's get a brewing stand going here. So here we can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that's how many ingredients I have for this potion. You could extend this and put a sixth brewer here if you wanted to do, say, lingering potions with dragon breath. But for my need, I didn't need that, so I'm just going to do it this way. Now to keep this going, what we want to do is we want to put some more hoppers facing into each one of these brewing stands, and that's the beginning. That's the beginning of everything. Now the idea here is that we're going to have water bottles come in to the first brewer. They're going to brew up, give us some awkward potions. They'll drop down into this dropper. The dropper will fire, and then they'll go into the next stand, and so on until we have our final brewed potions at the end. And to make something like this work, we have to do some redstone. Now, what we're going to do for the redstone, let's see. Let's just clear out a little bit of area here. We're going to need about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. Roughly speaking, we need about 8 blocks of cleared space. Boop. So I'm just going to clear out all this space here just to make life easier. And just to show you how easy this is, I'm going to do this all in one cut. I'm not going to do any kind of breaks when I'm recording. I'm just going to build this on the fly and hope that things go well. So to make this work, what we need to do is we need to control the hoppers here. We need to be able to lock them up so that they won't pull out potions when we don't want them to, and we need to be able to sort of tickle these droppers to fire our potions up into the next hopper above them, and those will just drop them straight in. And the nice thing about that is that way we don't have to worry about too many things flowing in or flowing straight through. If this is unlocked, we don't want potions, continually flowing through, but with a design like this, it's not going to happen. And it's nice because that way you don't have to have a stair-step design. I like to have this all nice and flat and make it pretty, make it work. And so I think what I'm going to do here is go over to this. I'll use some polished andesite as our sort of redstone blocks, and I'm going to place one behind each one of these droppers, and we'll go straight to the end, and we just have to put a redstone torch behind each one of these. And what we're going to do is put a block on top of each of those torches, and that's what's going to control the tickling of the hopper. Well, so not the hopper, the dropper. That'll make the dropper fire up. So we want to connect all of those, and I guess we could, don't really have to do this, but we can put all of our redstone onto blocks. So we want to connect all of these with just repeaters, so that when we power the back one, it'll power all the ones up ahead. Do we need that there? Let me just think. No, I don't think we need that there. So the next portion that we want to do is we want to put another block right behind each one of our hoppers, and that's going to allow us to put a repeater on top of that so that we can lock those hoppers when we want to. Now this final hopper over here we don't want to lock, and to continue this we're going to put a block behind each one of these repeaters, and then we're going to connect all of those repeaters together the same way we did down below by putting another repeater in between all of them. And so what that leaves us with, I'm going to have put one of those there. I think I want that there. And I might have to clean out a bit more space here. How is this going to go? Let's just see. And what we want to do is we want to have another repeater there. We're going to put 1, 2, and 1. Now if we put a torch in the back of this, you'll see that that is lighting all of these lower repeaters, and it's turning off the torch that's underneath each one of these blocks. And that's the reason why I have that reversed there. And you can hear when you remove it, all of the little droppers are firing. Now this here, this upper line, is what is controlling our hoppers. So normally we want those to be locked. So what I'll do is I'll put a redstone torch and a redstone dust there, and that's going to lock up all of the hoppers up top all the way across. And now we have this block here, which is going to control the droppers. And what we need to do is we need to fire each one of the droppers 3 times, pardon me, just to get all 3 of the potions that'll be in there out. And a nice easy way to do that is to put a repeater set for 2 ticks there. We want to grab an observer and face them that way, and we're going to use a sneaky technique here, which is a burnout clock. This whole thing's based on a burnout clock, and it's when this machine is done, it'll be almost completely silent. Why don't we go into peaceful so we don't have to worry about mobs coming to get us or just wandering around. Now we've got the burnout clock here, and you can see if you just update any one of the blocks around this, it's going to fire. And because this is on 2 ticks, when the observer does its thing, it's going to give us 3 little quick pulses out here, and that's a nice sneaky way to get 3 quick pulses. So now we have here, this block controls the the hoppers, and this block here controls the droppers. So what we want to have happen is we want to release the hoppers for a while with a signal, and then when that's done, we want to put a quick redstone pulse into here, and we can do that with what they call a falling edge detector. And what that does is, here, if I put a torch here, you can see right now it's releasing the hoppers, and the droppers are not doing anything. But as soon as I remove this, 1, 2, 3, and you get 3 clicks underneath the hoppers, and that's just perfect. So what we want to do now is, just for testing or for moving along, we're going to draw a little line of redstone with this little configuration here, and this one's just a pulse extender. As these guys feed into each other, they sort of slowly ramp down, and it just gives you a redstone signal that lasts for a couple of seconds. You know, it's a nice easy way to give yourself a bit of a delay. Now here I want to get just a button. For the moment I'll use a wooden button. It doesn't matter what kind of button you use. But that is the guts of the machine. And believe it or not, that is all you need to make automatic potions. And when you do that, oop, did I hear that? That's going to go, and why am I not, okay, let's, might be too far away. Let's just put a repeater there, try that again. And there we go. Perfect. That's absolutely perfect. That's what we want. So right now we have pretty much a working automatic potion system. Now when I say automatic, it's not fully automatic because we need to push a button here at the moment. But to make this all work, what we would need is, let's say, some water bottles, because you can't brew potions without a water bottle. Now in here, I'm going to take some water bottles. I'm just going to fill this up. Fill this all the way to the top. Now it's going to take out 9 water bottles to go in here and 5 water bottles to go in here. So I'll just wait for that to fill up and I'll top that up. So this is where we put all of our water bottles, and they're going to go in here. That's the reason why we're not controlling this hopper here, because we just want them to flow straight into our first dropper. And to make this work, what we need to do is we need to get ourselves, well, let's do this. In here we want to put our nether wart. In here we want to put some spider eye. In here we want to have gunpowder. In here we want to have glowstone. And finally we want to corrupt the potion with some fermented spider eye. And those are all of the bits that you need to make the instant damage 2. And I bet you're wondering, what do we do with our blaze powder? Do we just put it in here? How do you get blaze powder on there? Well, we can double up the use of this hopper by filling it up completely with blaze powder. And the first stack of the blaze powder is going to go into the brewing stand, which will leave us with just 1 slot free, and that's all we need in each one of these hoppers. So we'll just do this, and that's it. That is an automatic potion brewer that will brew our instant damage 2 potions. Now if we push the button, you'll see what will happen is that 3 water bottles will be dispensed into here. They're going to start brewing the nether wart and give us an awkward potion. And when that's done, those will go up into the next brewing stand, and then they'll go with the spider eye, which will turn it into a poison potion. The next one with gunpowder, a splash potion of poison. This one with the glowstone will give us the splash potion of poison 2, and then corrupt it with this, and that'll give us instant damage. And it's just going to take a couple of seconds for us to verify this is all working nicely. Push it again. Did I push that too early? Were we not done? We were done. Okay, good. I want to make sure. Now, right now, you'll hear things are clicking, and that's because some of these droppers don't have any items in them. But when they're all full, or when the machine is done, it'll be nearly completely silent. And the only thing that you might hear is just this burnout clock. If you're standing near this side. If you're far enough away, you probably won't even hear that. So this is nearly a silent potion brewer. Now, we just heard potions get brewed. We'll push it again. Things will go in here. And then click, click, click. They go up. As you can see, they're just using the first spot there. They just go one at a time, and that puts all 3 potions in the bottom of this one. We've got poison brewing. This will change it to splash potion of poison. We'll just wait for a second. Sorry, this part of the tutorial is a little bit slow, but I just want you guys to see how nice and easy this is to do and how it works. I want you to see every step. So right now we're just verifying that the whole machine works as intended. Blip, blip, blip. Oh yeah, I have to push the button. I get so lost. I haven't done a Minecraft video in some time, so I'm probably not quite smooth, and not as smooth as I should be, put it that way. So I'm just waiting for a couple more brews, and then we'll have the whole machine sort of vetted, make sure that it's working properly. Just a couple of seconds, we'll hear the glug, glug, glug all the way down the line. And we should hear some clicking here, because we still have a couple of our droppers that haven't been filled. And now, at the very last stand, we're going to have our poison 2, which, again, it's going to get changed to the instant damage 2 by corrupting the potion with the fermented spider eye. So we'll just wait for a second or two here. And as soon as that's done, we're ready to test. Now, what you could do, if you wanted to, you could put another dropper there and just a redstone dust there, and that would give you the ability just to walk up to this machine. If you want, your set of potions, you push the button, you stand here, wait for a second or two. It's not a long time to wait, and you get your 3 potions out. So there you go. Now, where are we? We got our 3 potions out, and we know it's all working. So if that's enough for you, if you just want to be able to brew a couple of potions, you can leave it just the way it is, and you can just insert your ingredients in each one of these stands. If you've only got a 3 ingredient potion, you can put them in the first 3 or the last 3 and just leave the other ones empty, and it will still work just fine. So this doesn't just have to be for a potion that requires 5 ingredients. It's another nice little feature of this. And as you can see, when you push this, the only thing that goes click is this final hopper or this final dropper, because it's spitting out the 3 potions at you. And now we should have another 3. There you go. So if you don't want to have it just spit out individual potions, and you never know, that might be good enough for you, you can put a chest here, and the same thing will happen. It will just fill this up with your potions every time you push the button. But that's not really a fully automatic potion maker. That's kind of manual. You have to come up and push a button every time, but it does work. So if we want to make this into a completely automatic potion maker, what we need to do is we need to have this thing repeatedly fire on this line, this redstone line, until this box, shulker boxes would work just fine. You could use a double chest here as well if you really want to. But because shulker boxes are such a great addition to the game, I'm going to do a shulker box sort of brewer. And to do that, I just need to remove this. I'll get rid of our signal extender here, but leave the guts of the machine, which that's it. That's all the redstone you need to make this work. It's pretty nice. Now here, yeah, let's stick with that for the moment. Or should we? Nah, let's get rid of it. We'll go for a shulker box here. So I'm going to take another block there, and let's get a shulker box. Maybe a yellow shulker box. Doesn't really matter what color. And I'm going to put that in there facing forward. And what we would need here is, we would need a redstone lamp. Let's see if we have one of those loaded. Nope, we don't. So we want one redstone lamp to tell us when this box is full. Maybe another redstone lamp to tell us when the box, or when the machine is running. I'm just going to drop some of those down there. And maybe put this up here. We could put a switch, and that will automatically light up that light when it's on. So this light will say the machine's on. This light will say that the shulker box is full. And a nice easy way to detect when a box is full is this little trick here. If you put a comparator with a full redstone block right next to it, then this comparator will only output a signal when the shulker box or the regular chest there is full. It can be a double chest, can be a single chest, shulker box, it doesn't matter. And all we want to do is we want to bring that back and put it into this block, which will light up this redstone lamp. Now, when the machine is running, we want the machine to turn off whenever the shulker box is full, or when you manually say you want to turn off the machine. So, because this will go high, I want to invert the signal there. I'll do this and just put a redstone repeater here. And then we can drag that line out just a little bit. So now what we have is we have an on-off switch. Right now the machine is off. Now the machine would be on. That lets that line go low. But we'll keep it high for the moment. And the next thing we need to do is we need to build some kind of a timing circuit to run everything. Now, a timing circuit should be reasonably easy to build here. All you need to do is get a couple of hoppers, put one there. You want the hoppers facing into each other so they can pass items back and forth. And because I want this to be a silent potion brewer, I don't want to use pistons. I don't want to have pistons on top. So I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to put a redstone dust there. I'll put a repeater pointing into this block, which will lock that hopper. We need one more comparator over here. I'm going to remove that block just so you can see what's going on. I know I've switched over from using the polished andesite to this. Let's go with the polished andesite. Keep on going. We'll put those there, and we want some redstone dust to go there and there. And of course, I just removed the one thing I need to put next. I always do that. I'll put that there. Now, this should give us a nice little timer. So let's just see. If I take some packed ice, let's just go with 16 items because it'll be a little quicker. The way that we want to make this thing work is we just take a button, and when you push this button, it's going to start the items flowing from this hopper into this hopper, and then once they've all come across, then they start flowing back, and that's our timer. And when they're all back to this side, it's going to stop, just like that. So this block here is kind of our start the cycle block, and what we want to do is we want to put down some of these just to keep our redstone looking nice. We want to invert that, and let's see. I don't have enough room on my hotbar. What we'll do is we'll wire this here, and we'll put a repeater into that. And what that's going to do is every time this thing finishes running, it's going to start running again. As you can see, it's going to, all the blocks are coming back now, and it just keeps on going. So this little setup is sort of, it's a timer that just kind of keeps on going and keeps on going. And what we want to do is we want our offline here. Let's just do this. Stay consistent. Well, I guess. All right, we'll stay completely consistent. Put these down here. I'm going to put down my redstone line here and just bring it into that block. So by powering this block, we're keeping this redstone torch off, which prevents it from requesting another cycle. And that's pretty much it. The only thing we need to do is have this timer hit the guts of the machine over here. And a nice way to do that, this is another kind of sneaky little trick. I guess I could do this, just to show you where all the redstone's going to go. Yeah, I'll do that. Do this, put that redstone line back the way it was. We don't really need to have a repeater here. And then all you have to do is just connect this to here, put a couple of redstone dust there, and put a repeater there. Now what that's going to do is when this comparator, you see we've in here, let's get this completely set up. I need 34 items in total. That's the perfect number. Now this comparator is going to read out too long signal when there's more than 22 items, or more than 21 items, 22 items, and just a one long signal when it's less than 22 items. So that's kind of a sneaky way to give us our signal extender, because this will stay on until we've gone from 34 items down to 22 items. And believe it or not, that's the whole thing done. This is our fully completed automatic machine. Now to make it work, you can see we've got nothing in here. All you have to do is just turn on the on switch, and it'll drop everything down to the droppers. They'll get fired up from here into the next bit, and anything that gets fired from here will just go into the shulker box. And as you can see, it's done. We're waiting for the next brew to happen. And with 34 items in our little timer back there, it's just perfectly long enough for a single brew to go. And as soon as that's done, right about now, yeah, then they start coming up. And then the next request starts, and then we're good to go. So that's it. That's the guts of the machine. And at this point, how you want to decorate it and how you want to move forward from here is all up to you. You know, if you just are interested in brewing a few potions at a time, you can just leave it like this. You know, maybe you might want to put some half slabs across the top to make it look nice. Or if you're really interested in building a bigger potion brewer that gives you the chance to make lots and lots and lots of potions without having to come back and fill up items, we can do that too. And you can do that nicely just by putting a dropper into there, one into here, one into here, one above each one of the brewing stands. Oh, that's my cat. One of my cats. I've got two cats, both Persians. That is my little girl Trinket, squawking at me, telling me that she wants something. But right now, I'm trying to show you how to. Oh, those are the wrong boxes. I don't want those. I want regular chests. How did I manage to get trap chests? I guess it doesn't really matter, but I'll go with regular chest because that's the easy thing. So if we just load these up here, we can also put a few more water bottles in here. And how would we do that? We would put that there. We can put another double chest here, maybe another thing there, and that there. So that'll give you 3 double chests of water, and all of your ingredients can go up top, and then you have a potion brewer that will work for a long time before you need to fill it. And before you start worrying too much, I want item frames. Before you worry too much about the blaze powder, the amount of blaze powder in here is enough for brewing thousands and thousands of potions. So you really don't need to worry about that for quite some time if you build this. And the decoration of this is all up to you, however you want to do it. However you want to do it, you can do it. I like doing this. I like putting a wall just above that hopper and that hopper. No, not there. Oh! And I'm just going to put these walls here, and then maybe behind each one of these brewers I want to put some emerald ore, because it's kind of sparkly in my texture pack. I've got a texture pack which leaves everything as stock and just adds a little bit of animation, which I find really nice. And here, let me think, what can I do? I can do, I'll just grab one of those. Do that. Put those there. Maybe I'll have some lights. We've got some lanterns here. Yeah, just do that. And then, well, however you want to finish it off, you know, it's all up to you. But I think that's a nice looking sort of potion brewer as is. We can just continue on with some of this. Put these over here just to make it look the same. And yeah, we can do that. But at this point, guys, it's I've shown you how to make the whole thing. I'm just kind of decorating it now to make it look nice, make it a little bit bigger. But however you want to do it, it's up to you. I'm going to grab a slab and then just throw some of these across the top just to sort of finish off the look. And by the time we're finished building this, hopefully, we will have a completely full shulker box. It should be done by now, I would imagine. Is it done? Yeah, there we go. So we'll have a full shulker box full of that, and depending on how you like things to look, you might want to cover up this. You might want to have the floor level at this height. You know, it's up to you. I don't know what things look like in your world, but if you put the floor at this level, I think that looks pretty nice. And maybe it would be better to have the switch. Let's get this switch here. We'll put it up here instead. And to do that, I can remove that. I would have to put a torch up here. Then I would need, do that. Grab some redstone. There you go. And that would give you an on switch there, and maybe just put a sign. Where's the signs? Just put a sign here. And this light would be for box full. And then you could put one here for on off. There you go. So that's a nice, easy parallel potion brewer that works, I think, very well. And the redstone is pretty minimal, pretty easy. And all you have to do is turn it on. It'll keep on trying to fill this. If you want to take a shulker box away from you, turn it off, break the shulker box, take it with you, maybe replace it with another shulker box. Let's use a green one this time. I'll put that in there, and then you just turn the machine on, and again it'll start brewing your potions and filling up the shulker box. And when it's done, when the shulker box is full, the machine turns off. Another nice thing is it all fits inside one one chunk really nicely, really easily. So you should have less trouble with Redstone kind of going wonky on you if you move out of render distance. And that's it, guys. I hope that was a nice quick tutorial for you. I hope you enjoy, and I hope that this helps you in your world. I guess before I go, yeah, I suppose I could do this. Oop, back. Okay, well, no, I can't do that. It's gonna mess with me. But yeah, you put a water bottle there, put some nether wart, show what your ingredients are, and you've got a nice, easy, automatic potion brewer with redstone that's really not that complicated. The guts of it are over here. This is just the timer, on, off, and shulker box full there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it's useful for you. Have a good good day, guys. We'll see you in the next video, whenever that is. Again, I apologize for being a little bit stunted and out of practice here, but hopefully I'll get back to it and get better. And we'll see you again, guys. Thanks. Bye-bye.